Good morning, everybody. This is Scott and a Shot coming at you live. My beautiful wife, Darla, sitting behind me today. I want to talk about California's hard truth. We pay the highest taxes on everything here in California. We pay the highest taxes on gas. You pay the highest property tax. You pay tax on everything. Non-ops on cars that are being restored that aren't even on the highways, creating any damage to the roads. So what does California get for all this mismanagement of our tax dollars? Well, we get these fires that are going on in Los Angeles. That's one thing we get for it. These fires in Los Angeles were so foreseeable. About 5 years ago, we had the fires that took out Paradise, California. Now, me and my wife live in Oroville, California. We've been in the middle of a bunch of major wildfires over the last 7 years. Every year there's a major one, and they're usually here in Northern California. The Camp Fire is one of the biggest ones in state history that just got over with about 6 months ago, 7-8 months ago, something like that. Before that, it was the one over the Napa Valley that took out, there was 60-mile-an-hour winds. People were running down the street with their cars, and the fire was right on their tail. So let's just start off with one example. When Paradise caught on fire a few years back, 4 or 5 years ago, there was one road in and one road out of Paradise, California. That's why so many people lost their lives. Plus, the fire came unexpectedly. But there was only one way to get in and out, just like over in in the Palisades. One road in and one road out. That neighborhood. That's what they're saying. So that's why all those cars are stacked on top of each other. People trying to escape, and there's too much traffic and they can't escape. Why didn't they? Why are these major cities these cities and towns that are in a fire zone? How come there's only one access road to get in and out of these major neighborhoods, or like Paradise, a whole city? That's one thing that baffles me. You got to have one more. You have to have more than one exit route to get out of a fire zone when you're in a neighborhood or a city or a town. That's just asinine. Okay, that's one example of stupidity. All right, having no water over there in the Palisades. You know why they let the Palisades burn down? Because a tanker doesn't carry much water. It takes to go 36 miles from the Palisades to LA. It takes an hour and 9 minutes with basic traffic. The whole roads are clogged up. The firemen couldn't even go get water. If they were trying to leave, there'd be in a traffic jam. Because everybody's leaving. There was nowhere to get water, people. There's one way to LA. There's no other towns close enough to get that kind of water from. So there's no water. There's absolutely no water. And that's another reason why this fire got out of hand so crazily without any kind of fire department help, because he can't help. It's the fire department. They need water. All right. That's another reason. All right. All the water that I've been talking about, bringing pipelines of water from the I talked about before, from the Columbia River, but there's rivers in this state where the water just flows right into the ocean. That water could all be redirected by pipelines into the what do they call it, the fire hydrant system, to where they're full of water. Why hasn't that happened? This state pays so much taxes. They're not spending it on anything, any major construction to make sure that water's not flowing out into the ocean without being tapped, without tapping on it before it just goes out into the ocean. Especially when you have a water shortage. And why aren't there pipelines going into the ocean that they can tap off of? Salt water kills fires too, people. Why are we not utilizing the salt water that's in the ocean there, especially there in Malibu, in the Palisades? The ocean's right there. There should be pipelines right there that fill up some kind of aquifer or something like that, to where they can use salt water to put out fires. That's another reason. How come the vegetation around these cities and neighborhoods aren't consistently how come they're not being done with controlled burns year round to make sure that the burning vegetation that are on these hills and mountains that come down into these cities isn't there? If it's not there, there's nothing to burn. It's called control burning, people. It happens all the time in areas where people and governments are responsible with what's going on in life. With the fire, with fires and stuff like that. There's no controlled burning going on anywhere. So it's like they just don't care. And that we're talking about liberals here. Now, I hate to say it, people, but this LA thing, I think it almost had to happen in order to get people to open their eyes in this state to oust out these liberal politicians that take our tax dollars and waste it on green news scams and whatever else they're wasting it on, because it's not going for the people. It's like the gas tax they have here. We pay the highest gas in the country here in California because of the taxes that they put on the gas. Every road here around Gridley and this whole area of Northern California, they suck. I mean, there's potholes that don't get fixed. I mean, man, right here in Gridley, California, there's a pothole in front of what the main light goes through town. It's been there forever. Everybody goes around it. I mean, nobody fixes nothing in the state of California. Nothing gets fixed and nothing gets done. It never has since I've been here, and it never did when I was a kid growing up in LA. All these liberals do is talk stupid shit. Now, where's the actual money going that they all? I mean, it's the sixth largest economy in the world is California. I want them to open the books to everybody. Let's see where the money's really going. I mean, for all the waste and fraud that they got going on, just like the federal government with Joe Biden in there and before him, Obama. I mean, people need to see this stuff. We don't need to hear a word salad on TV. If we vote these people in office, I mean, we're the ones they work for. How come we can't see these books opened up? And I mean, for real, and let us see where this fraud is occurring at. It's happening all through all the governments of these liberal states. I mean, it's corruption beyond, I can't even, it's hard to even understand how somebody can be so corrupt. It's so widespread and so done on a regular yearly around basis with especially in California, with every liberal that gets in here. I mean, our tax dollar goes for nothing. They fix nothing here. They create nothing. They don't build reservoirs for nothing. I mean, right now the Oroville Dam is full, and they're not trying to reroute any of that water over to LA, which honestly they shouldn't, because that water belongs here in Oroville in Northern California. Southern California can take care of its own self with politicians that understand that they need to build new reservoirs, and if there's any existing reservoirs that are empty because of climate, because of all these climate change people, fill that damn reservoir up with some kind of water. Stop wasting letting the water go out into the ocean. And all these towns and cities that are on the coastline, they need to put in some kind of pipeline for at least to fill up the hydrant system where water is used to put out houses, so it doesn't run out. I don't think the ocean's going to run out of water, right? And salt water puts out fires also. But you know what? Nothing's going to change unless the people of this state make them change by voting them out of office once and for all and keeping them out. It's like these houses that are burning down in the Palisades. It's going to take them 2 years to clean that up at least, because everything's toxic. You don't touch it. They're such little freaks. And then it's going to take 2 years of regulations and regulation after regulation for them to even start building a new home. So these people are asked out for at least 4 years before they can probably even start building a new home if they can afford it. If they can afford it. This state has made it. They made it to where people can't get insurance on their homes. I mean, how would anybody? Why would anybody buy a home in a fire zone if you can't get insurance on it? I don't even understand that. Not even a little bit. I mean, and that was done on purpose by the state of California, the government of California. I mean, they won't do nothing in this state, people. I mean, me and my wife are going to be out of here as soon as we can. I'm waiting to go take care of my parents, and that's going to give us a reason to leave our kids and grandkids. But I hope my kids and grandkids, they're all adults. I hope they decide to get off their ass and get out of this damn state, because it's going to burn down to the ground, all of it here sooner or later. Every year this happens around here anymore. Major wildfires surround Northern California every year. Now it's and in Los Angeles. I mean, like I said, people, I think this fire had to happen. I hope nobody gets hurt. But if it wakes up the people of this state into the corruption of the government here that doesn't give three shits about the people here unless you're a transgender or an illegal alien, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I don't get how they don't understand that yet, how they don't see it. I mean, all they care about is their little stupid fucking special needs people, like transgenders and guys and girls sports. That's all they spend money on here. That and the green news scam. I mean, Donald Trump has been 100% correct on everything he says. Everybody used to say he's lying, he's trying to fearmonger. No, everything he ever says come to light. You know why? Because Donald Trump's the only politician in this country that gets up there and doesn't do a word salad. He tells you the truth, and people don't like to hear it. I mean, but it's always the truth. And it always comes out to be the truth down the road. I mean, so I want people to know that living in California here sucks. Donald Trump's 100% right about everything he says about this state and the people running it. And that's just a fact. I mean, so we need to wake up, people. We need to get back to real people, real adults, solving real issues, and stop worrying about the Green New Deal and transgenders and all this weird and illegals coming over our border with terrorists in them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That are burning people alive in subway stations. I mean, what is really going on? I just told you what's really going on. That's Scott, the shot, Scott the Great, and I just told you what's really going on, and I hope the truth hurts, because if it doesn't hurt, then that means you don't understand. You need to wake up, people. We need to stop the insanity. Let's get some real adults into these government positions that care about the American citizen, our lives, our kids, the school systems, fire protection. I mean, really, there's not one. Just like during the campfire, there's not one. I didn't see no National Guardsmen. You didn't see no FEMA around. Just like you don't see it in LA. Where's FEMA? Where's the National Guard at? They're not there, people. They say they're there, but if they're there, they're hiding really good, because you can watch the news. People are seeing them. Really good fatigues on. Yeah, they got fatigues that makes them look like a burnt pile of a house. I mean, they're there somewhere. Just go through the rubble of your home. You'll find one down there hiding and cowering because they were told not to do nothing. I mean, don't listen to Gavin Newsom. He's the biggest lying politician I've ever seen, right along with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the whole Democratic Party. A bunch of blah 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 blah. It's like Snoopy. Wah, 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 wah. They say nothing. And what they say is so ignorant that he's got to walk away. It's like the mayor of Los Angeles throwing her. We're going to look into. I mean, she is personal responsibility. Personally responsible for this fire getting out of hand like it did, even though it was going to happen because of the winds. People, the Santa Ana winds in Los Angeles are always 60, 80 miles an hour gusts. 100 is a little out of normal, but that fire would have did with 60, 70 mile an hour gusts. It didn't have to be 100. They were 100% unprepared with cutting her budgets, not giving a shit about the people that she represents and the state of California. That is what's really going on. That is what's really going on. I can't say it enough. I mean, this whole state, I mean, my God, I don't think this state is prepared for any kind of natural disaster. I mean, they're just not, because the money's not there. Where's all the money going? Where's all these tax dollars that I pay every year for gas and for everything? I mean, because I don't see it getting spent anywhere, people. It's not visible in California, just like FEMA's not visible here. The National Guard's not visible. There's no water to find over there. I mean, so I hope nobody gets hurt, but I hope this is a wake-up call to the liberal city of Los Angeles, which brings this state down on a regular basis because of their liberal views, and they keep voting in the same people. You know, you get what you vote for, people. That you're getting what you vote for, and that sucks to have to say that, because I don't want to see nobody hurt, but you got what you voted for. There you go. Every time a Republican tries to vote against these liberal Democrats, you vote them out so easy. Now look that's what it got you. This is what voting for a Democratic liberal in the state of California gets you. So that's hard. That's the hard truth, people. You got what you paid for. You got what you voted on. This is Scott in the Shot, and I'm outie, baby.